Good. You see, I said what we're trying to do, put in place, is what we call our youth engagement program. The plan is to liaise with the companies that we have in Ogun State. We have already looked at all the circumstances that surround what we are trying to do. That is might not really be possible, to really get 250,000 spaces to put all these people. But what we have done, which is I think is a wise thing, is because the purpose of this engaging the youth is just to remove extreme poverty, as I said. So the plan is we already have a budget. We are looking at 20,000 naira for an individual. If you're from Ogun State, you're less than 50 years of age. It doesn't really matter whether you're educated or not. So at the end of that 100 days, that is when the whole program is going to commence. So if you're unable to fix you up, you'll be on a certain amount of a salary, and until we're able to do this. So if we're talking about 20,000 naira, per person, for 250,000 people, you're talking about 5 billion. In a year, that is 60 billion. The program we have for our elderly ones, we are looking at 100,000. We are looking at 100,000. 100,000 at 10,000. That will give us 1 billion. 1 billion for a year, that is 12 billion. 12 billion plus this 60 billion, that is 72 billion. You see, 72 billion is not a major issue when it comes to what we are trying to do. Because don't forget something, I've already mentioned this, because we want to tackle our problem, at the source. You understand? We just don't want to take, we just don't want to be taking decision, randomly. And we don't want a solution however we'll set up a program and we'll sit down in Abeokuta. Some people in Ilaro will now feel, okay, we don't even know what they're doing. How do I, because I don't know anybody, I might not be able to be part of that program. We don't want that. And that's the reason why part of the thing we have done is we already have all the templates anyway. As soon as we, get into power, you see, with your phone, you can register. I made something very clear. It's not going to be for everybody, because we are looking for those people that are not really, that don't have any source of income at all. There are some graduates in our state that are still living under the roofs of their parents, that cannot even when you call them for interview, to transport themselves or to even make photocopies of their credentials, it's a tug of war. We don't want this. But when do you know that, okay, you're being assisted by your government, and getting something, it's going to be a huge boost. And when people talk about money, I will throw the question back to you. There is no government that gets into power and don't, execute and commission project after 100 days in office. It has never happened before. You see, some will even commission, transformer where there is no electricity, just to get their money back. So this money is there, and let me try and divulge this secret. When we came out with this idea of putting in place a data-driven government, I've gotten invitations, I've gotten letters, and I've been made to know that the moment we are able to do what we're planning to do, we're going to get a lot of help, from outside. And I've been meeting people. I've met, some guys from the World Bank. I've met, IMF guys. I don't know them from Adam, but when we started and they saw what we're doing, they've called, they've interviewed me, and the way and manner we are going to put all these things in place. And some of the questions that we are saying is, okay, is it possible? Because when you look at the way, because what we're trying to do might be similar to the national identity card, and looking at the amount of money that was wasted during that program, people are beginning to think it's not possible. It is possible. We have a test run. Very recently, we came out with this survey, and people don't really know what we're trying to do. The survey is just to test some of the platforms we are trying to put in place, because we don't want a solution, but we now say, let's start registration. And some people will now be thinking, how do I get to the registration center? We're going to open the registration center where people can go and put down their information, fine. But at the same time, we want to make it very easy. for everybody. And another thing is, they have heard that the moment we start that, some people from other states might start to register. You see, I said, don't worry, because this is what we do. We know we have a way of getting rid or knowing those people that are not resident in Ogun State, and at the same time, we know how to get rid of those people that have one source of income or the other. That is where the expertise that we're talking about comes in. So we already have everything in place. We're going to make it very easy for ourselves, and I think the moment we are able to do this, everything we're going to be doing is going to be coming with timelines. Another thing is that we intend to at least bring back into shape at least 3 major hospitals in Ogun State, because that is another major factor. All the hospitals, they are dead, and I'm very sure that if you ask those people in government now, that they don't even have they're not registered in any of the hospitals anyway. So our plan is, because we don't know what it's going to cost at the end of the day, because when we say we want to bring 3 hospitals back to standard, we want to make it in such a way that people will start looking outside. It's not everybody that can afford a private hospital. So we want to make these things very easy. And who are those people that has been normal regulars in our hospital? They are the women and the elderly ones. So we're going to make it very easy for them, because when you have quality healthcare system in place, and in our manifesto I mentioned something about electronic medical record system that we're going to put in place, and that explains the reason why we're going to start with 3 hospitals. All these 3 hospitals are going to be connected, so that if you're in Abeokuta, you go to a hospital, and by any chance you go to Ijebu-Ode, they can always transfer your record there, so there will be continuity in the kind of treatment that you get. Not only that, it will be easy for government. If we say we're disposing a certain amount of money in our hospitals, then we want to know where are drugs, where are they being dispensed, there should be proper accountability on everything that has been going. You don't just say, okay, we injected about 10 million in our pharmacy, and within a day everything is gone. We want to see the record. We want to see who actually came there, and because we are trying to connect everything together, all these things are going to be very, very easy to to really monitor. And as I said, it's not rocket science. They are very, very easy to for us to put to implement, to put in place.